Need Pokemon Go PvP coaching? Well, I'm on Metafy, so click the link in the video description and I'll take you right to my page. What's up, guys? I got a very exciting video. As always, today we have another Shadow Victreebel team, this time in Halloween Cup. This is a team I ran last year as well. I was kind of worried it wouldn't really work, but let's take a look at how it goes. First of all, a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Could not be doing this without you guys. Yeah, let's take a look at this video here. Alright, so this first battle versus Though Technical, I will just say while I talk about the team a little bit. This team got me on the leaderboard last season, got me on the leaderboard this season. It's still good. In fact, last season I feel like there were a lot more tough leads with the amount of Alolan Marowak around. This time Mawile is a decently common lead, but once again, Shadow Mawile is much better dealing with other Mawile than it is against Alolan Marowak. So with this team, it's an ABB team. A bad lead, you swap into Crustle. If not, you stay with Victreebel. It's your very classic Shadow Victreebel team. And yeah, there's not too much else to say about. Oh yeah, so regular Victreebel, no, you probably want Shadow. Same with Mawile, you likely want Shadow, but regular Mawile is definitely more doable than regular Victreebel. So Shadow not as important on Mawile. Very nice to have though. But yeah, let's get into some of these games and see how this team fares. What I was just talking about here, not many fire leads. So Alolan Marowak, you actually have to stay in. I think this is the only lead where you do. We're gonna no shield and come in with Crustle, and just hope that they don't switch out, which they do. So in comes Wigglytuff, and at this point, it's gonna be a very interesting battle. So Wigglytuff actually beats Mawile here. We're gonna throw the Power Up Punch. Just get some of this damage in and then soak up this move here. There's no point to keep Mawile alive. There's an Alolan Marowak. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. So keep the Mawile alive. Hope you live one move here. I'm boosted already, so if I can land this play rough, it would be quite big. Yeah, look how much damage that does. Go right into Crustle. Take down the Alolan Marowak and hope it's something in the back that Crustle can handle. And it's a Mandibuzz, so because they swapped out there into their Wigglytuff, this is going to give Crustle a chance to win this game. I'm going to shield up the first move from the Mandibuzz. I'm going to throw and fast move deny to try and get this Scizor off. I'm throwing now because I'm about to get to my third move, and I'm going to get to my second move here. And then we got one more just to throw here. Oh, we're one energy away. Hopefully Crustle can live this. And it does. Barely. We're able to pull off this win versus an Alolan Marowak lead as well, which is the worst lead for this team. Just shows you can kind of come back from any of these situations with this team. But yeah, the main reason I started running it again was I was like, there's no fires. No one's running Alolan Marowak. At most, it's Mawile. So, and the first two leads we run into are fires. So, kind of funny, but still able to pull a win off there. Umbreon swaps in. I probably should have stayed in for a little bit longer to get some damage out from Shadow Victreebel. They're going to throw move there. Going to just go for the Power Up Punch. The problem here is that I will likely need to shield a move from this Umbreon at some point. Not yet, though. But yeah, Mawile just doesn't do enough damage to take down Umbreon in time before it gets to couple moves. They actually burn a shield first, so this makes me feel okay burning a shield later, but instead they just hard swap back into Azu, probably trying to catch a Power Up Punch or something like that. But Victreebel will be able to one shield this Azu, farm it down, and have a Leaf Blade for whatever comes back in. Unfortunately, it's the Umbreon, which has a move banked. I'm going to shield up the Foul Play and take this Umbreon down. But you can take a Foul Play, so as long as it's not Dark Pulse comfortably. And at this point, we'll see what comes back in. It is a Frostlass, so we're going to throw the Acid Spray here. Just make sure it's got some lower defense. Come with the Crustle and just finish the job. It would have been probably the safer play to throw the Scizor. Yeah, Shadow Ball doesn't quite take out, and you'd be able to get to the Scizor anyway. Sorry, I mean the Leaf Blade. Throw the Leaf Blade on the Shadow Victreebel just to burn that shield for sure. And get to the Scizor and Crustle. But either way, going to be able to win this game as well. This was a good lead, though. Sometimes you just get good leads. You know, there's not a lot of good leads for Shadow Victreebel, but Azumarill is definitely one of them. Scizor, this is a bad lead. We got to get out of here to a Crustle. And Crustle isn't even that good either because they have Bullet Punch. Luckily, they do switch out. They get to Aqua Tail before I get to a move. So I will no shield, hopefully live, and then throw a Rock Slide here. I would love to be able to take out this Dragalge at this point because it kind of threatens the rest of the team. So the fact that they let through the Rock Slide is very fortunate for me. I go with the Mawile because these Dragon Tails don't do anything, and I'm going to get the farm started. I know Mawile's got a great matchup versus Scizor, so it really depends on what else is in the back. But unfortunately, it's a Quillfish, so being unable to win back switch is definitely going to hurt this game. I'm going to no shield 1 just to see how much damage it does, to see if I even have a remote chance. I'm going to swap and try and catch, but they don't throw right away. Well played by them. Scizor is going to get to a Night Slash. And unfortunately, it doesn't KO, so they'll get some more farm, which means my Mawile is going to need to power up Punch to be able to take them down in time. But unfortunately, they actually get to their move anyways, so my power up Punch kind of wasted there. Have to shield regardless, and then my win can, and I clicked power up Punch again. So, yeah, a bit of a disaster. If I hadn't misplayed that so poorly, I might have had a chance versus the Quillfish, but I was trying my best to go for the win instead of just go for the close loss here. So I was hoping that power up Punch plus a Fire Fang would be enough to take out the Scizor, but they had just enough. All right, Umbreon lead. This one's not too bad. We're gonna stay in for a little bit. I decide to catch a move, or try and catch a move. We'll shield the first one. We'll see what they want to do. Hit the Leaf Blade. They shield, so we're going to try and catch the move. They don't bite, and in comes Nidoqueen. So this is pretty tricky. Nidoqueen's kind of a tough Pokemon to beat. They're just throwing Poison Fangs, though. So this gives my Crustle a little bit more time to deal with the Nidoqueen. I go for the bait. Not really sure if it was smart or not. Not smart. But either way, hopefully I can get to this next X-Scissor as well. If I survive this Poison Fang, I will be able to. And taking this Nidoqueen down to low HP is very important, as Shadow Victreebel doesn't really have the best matchup versus it either. In this case, I'm going to go into the Victreebel, I believe, to try and take it down before Poison Fang, and then we're going to swap instantly to Mawile to catch Foul Play, hopefully, but failed. Either way, they're going to throw Foul Play anyways. Mawile is doing a great job. That big mouth, and they're not switching out. This is a fantastic sign when Mawile's in the back and they don't switch out. Look, Mawile just roar with that fake mouth. And yeah, in comes Galvantula. So Mawile's not going to be able to take it all the way down without a shield. I debate shielding here, but there's no point. Shadow Victreebel can take down Galv. No problem from that HP. And then Umbreon. And we even have a shield. Remaining a little bit safe. And that's a kind of tough lead too. Umbreon leads. Yeah, so positive set. This was the first set I played with the team this season. Already above legend rating, right? So these games are pretty hard. We're playing against very, very skilled battlers in this set. It will take the first set 3-2. Let's see where this team can take us. Nidoqueen lead. This one's a bit tougher. You have to spend 2 shields to beat Nidoqueen. So they throw out 6. Trying to fast move deny. Doesn't work. But then they swap into Umbreon. So I'm going to swap into Mawile right away. I don't want to take too many snarls on Victreebel. And we saw this matchup before. Power Up Punch isn't quite enough. But Play Rough will definitely be enough to avoid having to shield. And at this point I've already spent a shield. So I do feel the need to kind of throw the Play Rough here. And because of that, we're able to take Umbreon down through 2 shields. Able to preserve a shield. And then going to be able to not quite get to that Power Up Punch. Nidoqueen will throw in advance, which is not too bad. Probably going to have to shield once more on the Victreebel, except they swap out right away. And now we have Crustle versus Mandibuzz. And this is a pretty decent matchup. I'm going to throw the X-Scissor here, just because we want to get any sort of damage off on this Mandibuzz. They have 2 shields. They're likely going to shield regardless. Throw another X-Scissor. They're farming all the way up. This is a pretty good scenario for me because I can see what they want to do. Then I'm going to no shield to Crustle. I still might need a shield on my Victreebel here. And yeah, it looks like I will. So I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade at this Mandibuzz because I know I'll win CMP, take it out, and then I should be able to take down this Nidoqueen with the Victreebel with 1 shield as well. They're definitely at a Poison Fang at that point, but Victreebel doesn't really care about that as long as it has a shield. So another win. That was a Nidoqueen lead. Some might consider that a pretty tough lead, just because it beats every Pokemon on this team in the 1 shield, but showing that we can win that. Drapion, let's swap right into Crustle. In comes Nidoqueen. And a lot of Nidoqueens in these sets. We're going to throw an Scizor here. Going to deal some decent damage, but more importantly, the bait is nice because it'll allow us to get to that next move as well and keep the pressure on. So we're going to throw that Scizor and take another Poison Fang. At this point, though, I've taken shield advantage out of the Crustle versus Nidoqueen matchup. I unfortunately have to, or I'm going to no shield here because I know I'm locked into that Drapion matchup. And then Mawile going to come in and finish the job. Now we have 2 shield full health Mawile versus Drapion plus 1 Pokemon. Drapion can't really hit Mawile that hard. They're just going to go for the crunch debuff, I'm pretty sure, and they get it. So kind of unfortunate, but good thing I didn't shield the first one. Just going to throw these power-up punches as we get to them. And after I shield this Drapion likely won't be able to get to another move unless it shields a power-up punch. It won't even be able to get to a move. They swap into Frostlass, and I'm getting a little bit low at this point. This defense debuff, honestly, is pretty game-winning at this point. But I'm going to be able to snag another power-up punch there. The game doesn't let me throw my power-up punch right away, but that's okay. We'll throw the power-up punch at the end, and then should be enough to take out this Drapion as well. Shadow Mawile. So another bad lead flipped with Crustle and Mawile in the back. Honestly, a lot of good synergy between Victreebel and Mawile. It really is just the fire types, and because they've dried up. Okay, here we have a Mawile lead, another awful lead. That's 3 awful leads in a row. And in comes Drapion and Crustle. Wait, that's not the switch in. Crustle definitely beats Drapion in most of these shield scenarios, I think, except for the 0. So as soon as they shielded once, it's a pretty good sign that Crustle's going to win. Oh, they have Aqua Tail. So actually, that things do get flipped here. I'm going to shield once as well. It is kind of important for me to win switch because I really don't want Shadow Victreebel on Mawile. But at the same time, I've got a Mawile that at best ties their Mawile. But I felt like if they have a water in the back, at least my Victreebel can handle that. They're going to get the Aqua Tail, so I'm going to throw Scizor here, guarantee this matchup. And it's Wiggly tough, so good thing I went for switch. This is something that Victreebel absolutely loves to see. They're going to swap into Mawile, and I'm going to identify my win condition here by throwing the Leaf Blade of the Mawile, which is going to deal a ton of damage, and switching into my own Mawile to take it down before it can get anything done. Wigglytuff versus Mawile honestly isn't that one-sided for Mawile. We're going to throw the power-up punches, though. We just need to get it low so that Shadow Victreebel has a bit more HP than it, and it can take it out. This Wigglytuff will throw either a Play Rough or Nice Beam here. Will be enough to take out the Mawile, but Victreebel still in the back, able to finish this game off. Yeah, so you can see with 3 awful leads in a row, all of them were flipped. Sorry, like not the leads were flipped, but the game was flipped. Cofagrigus, this is a pretty good lead, honestly, for Victreebel. You just need to sneak 1 move through, or maybe you don't even need to, but we'll see what happens here. They get a Shadow Ball in 7. The first one, second one is 6. It looks like I'm not going to be able to finish them off because I didn't get my move through. So let's throw the Leaf Blade. They don't shield. In comes Beedrill. We're going to swap in Crustle. And then in comes Shadow Gramble. So this is exactly what you want to see. If you do finish that Pokemon off, like that Cofagrigus with almost full HP on your Shadow Victreebel, which might happen a lot, because people might be happy to take switch advantage. Swapping your Shadow Victreebel out is the best play. Always going to Crustle. So you kind of force realign these Pokemon. See, look, that Beedrill was aligned on my Victreebel, but because I sacrificed my Crustle, now I get my Mawile on that Beedrill instead. And we're going to go in with get an easy win out of that one. Yeah, that was a good lead, though. Cofagrigus. Sharpedo. Oh, you love to see it. They're going to swap right away into Frostlass. Frostlass switch in. You can honestly stay in with Victreebel and just win the 1 shield. But with Crustle, I decide to shield once and just farm down this Frostlass. You can do either way. Crustle takes a little bit less damage, so it might be a little bit better. In this case, I thought it might be good because I'll be able to get to some X-Scissors, and the Sharpedo definitely has to shield them if it wants to stay around. I really thought they were going to let their Sharpedo go down. I really did. Because it's locked into this Victreebel anyways. Victreebel is going to come back in, and just, yeah, 2 Razor Leafs is all you need. Nidoqueen makes this a bit tough, but because they don't have any shields, we're going to be able to get a Leaf Blade off here. And that does so much damage. Could have just shielded here, but I decided to not. And Mawile will be able to take down Shadow Nidoqueen. Probably should have shielded to hide my team just in case I played the same player again, but yep, so that's actually a 5-0 here. Gonna climb all the way up to 3089. So in just 2 sets so far, we're already up almost 100 points. And let's see what else we can do in Halloween Cup. Shadow Victreebel just eating everything. Oh man, you love to see this. Jellicent into Crustle. If I stay in for a little bit, because there's no way to kind of guarantee winning this switch unless you stay in for a little bit. I'm going to shield an X-Scissor. It could have been a Rock Slide, and they're not going to get to the second move, so it really does not matter that they baited me there. In comes Azumarill, so at this point, I've realized it's ABA double water. And Victreebel just needs some shields to mow down the whole team. I don't quite get to the Rock Slide. I really should have thrown the X-Scissor just for the chip damage. But at this point, this Azumarill is loaded. I can't bring in my Victreebel here. I'm going to bring in Mawile. This is recognizing your win condition. You have to do this. Even though Victreebel is the much better matchup versus Azumarill, you can't just put your Victreebel in there or you're going to lose the game. Because then your Mawile is locked up against a Jellicent. You kind of need your Victreebel to handle that. So after Mawile tanks some of that energy, we're going to swap back into Victreebel for the Acid Spray since they have 2 shields remaining. And be able to take down this Jellicent before they get to 2 moves. Yeah, look how much damage those Razor Leafs do after an Acid Spray. Even if they Bubble Beam, doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to take them down. Azumarill comes back in and has no energy. So that's identifying your win condition. If you bring Victreebel back into that loaded Azu, you will lose that game. And I think that's what a lot of players would probably do. So, fair warning. Try and figure out which Pokemon you should be lining up against which Pokemon. Another Mawile lead. I'm going to swap out right away to Crustle. And in comes Sableye. This is a Pokemon that I can technically win switch back on. But it's kind of tough. Because Mawile... Yeah, I make a mistake here. I go for the X-Scissor. I probably should have went for the Rock Slide considering I'm likely to let the next Foul Play go. And they no shield it. If I had just thrown the Rock Slide, I would have won switch at the cost of no shields. I decided to no shield this and start to get a little bit of an energy advantage here on my Victreebel. So Mawile comes in. I'm going to come in with my own Mawile. Let this Power Up punch through. Unfortunate, I know, but still at a health advantage versus that Mawile. Going to go... This is tough. I'm going to shield my Mawile here. Going to go straight for the Play Rough and hope they don't shield. But they do. So at this point, essentially it's game over. I gotta try my best to take down this Umbreon, but I need to end this matchup with a Leaf Blade, which just does not seem feasible. Have to be able to farm down that Umbreon the whole way. Whereas I think I can beat the Umbreon by throwing a Leaf Blade here, but there's just nothing I can do. They do actually swap in and give me a potential win con, but I'm a bit too slow, and Umbreon's just going to be able to snarl down the Victreebel. Made it close, though. That was a Shadow Mawile lead. Very tough lead for this team. Yeah, but if I had thrown that Rock Slide and just one switch there, it might have been actually doable. Shadow Sharpedo. This is how some games go right here, and it just leave the game. Perfect. That's it. What can I say? There's not a freer win than that. So this team can literally give you free wins. But yeah, this video is definitely much shorter than the last one. It's because the games are much shorter as well. Also only 3 sets. But yeah, Scrafty lead. Good lead for Shadow Victreebel. In comes Beedrill. We're going to come in with Mawile. And that was a bit of a mistake because I have to shield here. I should have come in with Crustle. Because then you don't have to worry about getting baited or shielding or whatever. It's just a clean game. And then also Mawile is generally the better closer here. We're going to go straight for the Play Rough. In hindsight, the power-up punches were probably the better play. Just get some nice consistent damage out, because look how much damage those Fire Fangs are doing. Going for the Play Rough allowed them to farm down, get a no shield, a foul play, and in comes Golbat, and that's actually the game saver right there. I'm going to be able to farm this Golbat all the way down with Crustle. I'm going to shield a Shadow Ball. They Poison Fang, they can't get to another, so I'm going to save that damage. Crustle does a decent amount of damage to Scrafty. This is not something Scrafty can just take down with some counters. Going to get the second Scizor off, which is extremely important here, as it takes Scrafty really low, and Crustle should be able to just barely take it down, unless they throw, of course. They throw a power-up punch. We're going to come in with Victreebel and snipe them, as I think their plan was to just farm the Crustle down and then throw another, I'm assuming, power-up punch there. So that's the win con, is kind of trick them. We're at 3 out of 4 so far. We'll see if we can win this last game. Games are getting pretty sweaty up here in the over 3,000 territory. Escav, very terrible lead. We're going to go right into Crustle, and Toxicroak is maybe the worst switch in. So the game is looking pretty bleak at this point. I'm going to throw the Rock Slide. Rock Slide deals a ton of damage to Toxicroak. Getting it off is a big deal. Luckily they let it through. Going to come in with Victreebel because it's locked into that bad matchup. Anyways, likely we won't be shielding the Mud Bomb that they're going to get to. So far this was Victreebel to Escav, Crustle into Toxicroak, and then what's in the back? So we'll see the Escav come back in here. And it's Azumarill. Okay, so it's Escav into Victreebel, Toxicroak into Crustle, and then Azumarill into Mawile. This game is unwinnable, right? Well, we're going to go for the baits. Our only win condition here is getting some baits off. And they don't bite, so it's looking pretty bleak. But at this point, the only win condition here is landing a boosted Play Rough. I'm going to throw it right away. And they let it through. So Mawile actually able to take down this Azu with another shield. The problem here is that Escav is going to be able to get to a Drill Run. So I swap to catch the move on Victreebel, and that'll allow Mawile to come back in, finish off the Escav, and then finish off the Azu. So that's a triple hard counter team. That's 3 Pokemon that extremely counter. That counter the Pokemon on this team extremely hard. And we're still able to flip that one as well. So another 4 wins is going to take us up to 3-1, 4-3, and that's on the leaderboard, I believe, but just barely. But I mean, if a team can get you to the leaderboard, it's probably pretty good. And I love succeeding with Shadow Victreebel. There's always that soft spot in my heart for it. Anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed that, and thank you all for watching.